Goodness me. That sound. Sometimes it's just a little too much. I come over here to AFK and I'm just greeted by, non-stop noise. But maybe you could say that's the sound of diamonds, because I'm over here to pick up some drops as we are going to restock our iBuy store. And rather typically, I've forgotten to bring some empty shulker boxes, but no worries, we can craft them on demand. Okay, so this should do me for now. I've also popped over here to show you a couple of things. If we have a look down below, we added the roof, and I've had it confirmed that this won't affect the spawn rates. The roof needs to be under the height of the ocean, so I would really have to go in here and modify the whole thing to make this farm even faster. So I think we're going to leave it for now. And on the topic of modifications, we need to turn this farm off for a moment, come in here and break some skulk and replace it with stone bricks. Or any block that, isn't replaceable by the skulk, essentially. As you can see, we're getting the skulk vein over the front here. What I've then been doing is sitting here AFK with a silk touch hoe going back and forth, and this way we can directly farm the skulk veins. And I often get comments about how I'm able to do this. So you hold down click, you press F3 and T, you let go of click, and then the game still thinks that you're holding down click. Then I press X to use the detach cam, move around, and we can see myself using the farm in action. Pretty cool, right? And what's cool is I also timed this. I can sit here for about 35 minutes before my hoe will break from durability damage. And so with that, I've also been farming up lots of skulk vein. Oh yeah, and I mean lots. Check out this chest. Build it up. So I am all ready to stock up our shop as we have had customers. Alright, full boxes. We have sold two of these. And over here, plenty of dark prismarine. Now you know why we were restocking. And in the pay what you want category, we've got 2 diamonds a stack for the frog lights. That is a most welcome surprise. Well, I was about to talk to you and just realised how incredibly dark I am in this spot. This is much better. So, there is something rather valuable that we could sell, and I think I missed a trick here. Let's go investigate a new item we could put on sale here. Before that, a quick word from Logic Servers, the sponsor of this video. They offer Minecraft server hosting, which includes a range of dedicated server locations across the globe. Hermitcraft also runs on a dedicated server, which is how we're able to have such a big world with lots of players and not run into performance issues. Their hosting service offers over 700 Minecraft mod packs, multiple editions of Minecraft including snapshots and Bedrock. If there is something they don't have listed, you can reach out to support and they will help you get what you're after. And it's not just Minecraft, they support over 40 other game servers too, including Ark, Rust, Factorio and Terraria to name a few. They offer web hosting too, and they don't charge extra for premium locations. If you're interested, use the code Xisuma at checkout to get 20% off your order. So click the link in the description box to visit their website, and with that, let's get back to the video. Alright, if we're in this spot, then it's probably got something to do with gold, right? Yes, we're going to sell a certain golden item. But first of all, let's just return to the auto-clicker stuff that we did in the last episode, because I had a fantastic suggestion down in the comments. Oh, and credit where credit is due. Nick1701, thank you for this awesome suggestion. Oh, and to the people saying that there's auto-crafting mods out there, that would eliminate all the fun of figuring out how to do this yourself. So what about Nick's idea to use the search feature right here? If I type in gold ingot, then it's the only thing that's over here on the left. And when I click on it and I craft it, in fact, if we use up everything, no other items appear over here. Now that is extremely useful. So let's go ahead and see it in action. I'm now going to run my script and it types in gold ingot and then it does the crafting. And if I want to run it more than once, it goes and types it again. I've missed something here. And yes, I have been using ChatGPT again. It just gives me the answer that I need, which is this right here. The question is, will this work? Aha, it did. You see, it cleared it. How about we do that one more time? Excellent. Okay, this should also work for gold blocks. There it goes. Except, hang on a second. It's block of gold. Okay, block space of space gold. Okay, we reload the script and it works. I love it. And this also means I can increase the amount of crafts it does at once, because I don't have to worry about it breaking. So now I've set it to 10, and it's just going to do 10 in a row. This is awesome. Anyways, let me now show you how the script works. This stuff is really cool. So this is pretty nifty. I've set some coordinates here that are actually variables that are named search, select, and craft. And now when we click to do our crafting, it just refers to those variables. And one of those variables is search, and below it you can see that we send Control A and delete to select any text in the search and remove it. And then we send gold space ingot. And this right here is the entire script, and we can simply copy and paste that and then change a few things, like where it says a block of gold. And so the key takeaway there is that I can add more to this auto clicker, and just by changing what we search for, we can make automatic crafting scripts for basically any item. Alright, that was a lot of fun, but I just came over here to pick up the gold. So now we need to go and pick up something else for our item that we might be selling at iBuy. And here's the thing, this is something that I've never actually made an intentional automatic farm for, but I might have made something earlier in the season that is part of the way there. I'm having trouble remembering where it actually is. I think it's higher. This is it right here. Do you remember this project? It's my very own tree farm design that works with both oak and birch, and oak drops something that we might find in these chests. Okay, 23. I was hoping to see a lot of them. Oh, that's much more like it. There we go, a few stacks of apples. And over here in the food chest we have very little else to add to this stash. I was kind of hoping that we could sell stacks upon stacks of this stuff, but we need to get more apples first. And so it would be wise to AFK here and sort of conduct a test to see how many apples we get, let's say, every hour, and if the idea is feasible. But I got a feeling that our TNT duper, which I have to get to by going around this side now, I guess. Yeah, I've got a feeling that this thing is broken. Well, it looks very broken, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't like the look of this. Maybe I'll just take a trip to our mob farm and pick up some gunpowder, take a trip to the desert, mine tons of sand. Let's do this test with some actual legit TNT. So, an hour or so later, we now have a whole box of TNT. And with that, we need some redstone, of course. And in theory, this should be pretty straightforward. That will power the dispenser. Let's put the TNT box on top. And when it falls down, it's supposed to land on that obsidian, so we don't have to worry about timing. One should always signpost their own farms and leave instructions. I'm looking at the redstone, and I can't quite remember how to use this thing. Aha! I found what I'm looking for. If this lever is turned on, then it will stop that signal coming through and then traveling down here. This is the one that pushes the blocks in this direction, so it is indeed set up for us to use the TNT blast chamber. The next question is, can I remember how to use my own farm? I think it's pretty straightforward. I have to go down here and aim there and hold down right click. Okay, and thanks to the detach cam, we can see what's going on in here. One of the reasons I wanted to use this farm is because all the leaves get crushed and then they drop apples. Now let's check out this bit. Aha. Looks like it's going to tear through the TNT pretty quickly, I reckon. Yep, another one just dropped down after like 2 blocks got pushed out. So I could probably do with making this thing activate a little less frequently. Okay, time for the redstone testing world. Imagine that every time I hit this lever, the tree has grown and we have some new logs coming into the blast chamber. As you'll see here, it takes 4 clicks for us to get a signal on the output because we've chained these observers in this particular way. So that means when the redstone lamp turns on, that would be when our TNT dispenses. And with that modification, I can confirm that this works. There's much more wood there now, which makes it far more efficient. So now it's time for us to do a test and see how many apples we get. So 1 hour later and 5 stacks of TNT, we get, just over 2.5 apples. But also over a double chest of oak logs. And interestingly, this farm stopped even though it still had bone meal in the system. It was a little bit of a mystery, but eventually I sussed it out, because if we have a look here, this comparator is active, but it's detecting the amount of items in the dispenser, of which there is not a lot, so the signal strength doesn't make it over here to continue activating the farm. So what have I been thinking? I would like to go in a direction where we could automate the creation of apples without the intervention of the player. And in doing this, I'm probably going to go back to TNT duping. I mean, technically, you could capture a ghast and then use its fireballs to blow up the oak logs, but that's a lot of hassle, and it's kind of similar to just duping the TNT anyway. So with that in mind, let me show you this concept right here. I just need to activate it. We've got a clock here that's going to push out these pistons every so often, and when it's not doing that, it's going to be activating these two dispensers, and they are being filled with bone meal. So one of the dispensers points into this moss block, which means that it'll on occasion create something on top of it. When it does that, it can also grow stuff over here, and occasionally that will be one of these bushes, which we can grow into a tree. Turns out that chest that I added actually prevents it from growing into a tree. There you go. So the rooted dirt down below gets turned back into moss as well. Pretty cool, right? So if we can automatically get rid of those oak logs, then we've got a tree farm here that's running without the intervention of a player. And I had thought of such a way, but unfortunately on Hermitcraft it wouldn't work because we don't have fire spread. But oak logs that are coming into contact with the lava could actually burn and disappear, which would be a really interesting way to get rid of the oak. And there are other ways to break blocks too, but this method would probably go horribly wrong, knowing me. But in my pursuit, I failed to neglect something rather important, but that's okay because I discovered something that might be of great use to us whilst working on this. And no, I do not wish to go the route of villager trading. I know it can be done. Although, now I'm thinking about how my auto-clicker could be used here. Let's not get distracted. And so it seems I haven't found my path to getting a large amount of apples easily, but in the process I realised there's something else that we can do here, another material to farm. And I have made that a reality over here, but a lot of time has passed too. So much so that I pretty much got my full box of apples from using this farm, but it was costly. I chewed through absolutely tons of bone meal. I think I run out of my entire bone meal supply. I also installed a new TNT duper, but this one hasn't actually broken. What seems to happen very rarely is this fence gate gets destroyed, so we need to do something different with the water streams. And this is the TNT duper right here. You'll see that it's a different design from probably what you're used to. There's no slime blocks or minecart. It's all done with pistons, observers, and note blocks. And in my test world, I've been doing some testing just to make sure that this thing is reliable with the setup that we've got. Now with this TNT duper, it looks like the TNT falls down in a straight line. However, it does kind of come out to the sides a little bit, so we still need that water pool to kind of guide it to the middle so it can fall through. And so my theory is that the TNT can come out to the side just far enough to take a little too long going down through the middle that it explodes before it hits the obsidian, and therefore the explosion affects the fence gate. So the solution here is just to set up the water differently so we don't rely on that. And credit where credit is due, I found this fantastic design on DerRotstein's Redstone channel. This is the video right here, the slimeless TNT duper, and I'll provide a link to it in the description box down below. It's really easy to follow and build the TNT duper for yourself. Oh, and after this thing breaks, this over here gets filled up. And then the farm stops running. Now there was a reason that I came over here to the blast chamber, and I guess I got distracted talking about the TNT duper. We are making a new type of farm. It has been running, and you'll see now that the items, they get redirected somewhere else. This is also true of all the saplings and sticks that get dispensed from here down into this water stream. Rather than going into storage, they come down to this setup, and you can probably guess what it's doing. It's making charcoal. And we haven't got a crazy amount of it yet, or maybe this is a crazy amount. Like, this will basically form tons and tons of charcoal blocks. Wait. Charcoal blocks is a modded thing. X, you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. I tell you what, it did cross my mind when I was engineering all of this, but I was having so much fun, I kind of forgot to double check. I have no excuses, I just remember this texture. Yeah, there's that one like coal that's made out of charcoal, right? I think it was in the Skybees mod pack I played a couple years back that I encountered this block and it stuck in my mind. Well, it's slightly embarrassing, but there is some interesting redstone right here. So the sticks and saplings that we get left over, the water stream is just above here, so these things will end up going into the item hoppers, but we're probably not going to get enough to sustain them as fuel. So as they go across here, You'll see that I've used some iron bars just to have less stuff filling up in the hoppers. They can then make their way into here. So if these oak logs weren't here, they would become fuel. But the reason that there is some oak logs is because this stuff isn't enough to sustain the farm, right? But you can also use oak logs to smelt up the charcoal. So that water stream from the wood farm that I showed you earlier, it brings the oak logs to this chest here. It has 2 hoppers underneath. One that goes across and puts the oak into the furnace to be smelted. And then another hopper right here that allows those oak logs to drop down and go into these hoppers to be used as fuel. And when it comes to the redstone around the back here, I technically could have just put repeaters in a row and then had that wire feed around to this repeater. So the way to understand it is that when this thing is backed up with enough fuel, it'll create a strong enough signal strength that it would reach that theoretical repeater and send a signal over to here. I've just used some torches so that it goes up and then across and just feels a little more elegant that way around. So because there is this one right here that doesn't have enough fuel in it, it means that the signal will travel up top and it will unlock this, so any fuel coming into this chest will go down and across. We can actually make this full by swapping in that, and then you can see that it locks the hopper over here because we've got enough fuel coming in. So with that, the oak can also be used as fuel when the sticks and saplings aren't providing enough. So yeah, we made a useless farm. I mean, it was fun, but dang it, X. This is from modded Minecraft. What was I thinking? So considering that I didn't find a faster way to get my hands on apples, I think we can still consider this a success because my original goal was for an apple farm, which we sort of already had. I just wanted one that was better. And in my pursuit of something that didn't actually exist, I mean, I've got enough apples here to convert into golden apples and sell at the shop. So, another crafting rampage. Maybe I'll add something to my script to help me with this, but yeah, we got stock, and maybe I've got some new dietary options, you know? You know, you're like the master of like amazing endgame Minecraft stuff. Today I became the opposite of you. Okay? I built a farm for something that doesn't exist. How cool is that? Come down here.
What?
Come down here. Welcome to my charcoal block farm. Okay? Grab some charcoal from the bottom chest.
You can't make charcoal blocks.
Yeah, I know.
But well,
I mean, someone should have told me that sooner.
yeah, I was annoyed about that for a long time because I also have this charcoal maker thing, right?
Yeah.
And I always thought, why the heck can we not make blocks? Like,
I know, it'd be
why?
so cool.
Did you want to use it to building or what? For building?
Yeah, I just thought, oh wait a minute, charcoal blocks, that's an interesting building block. You know? Let's farm that.
Well,
And then I find out it doesn't even exist, so...
we're good with coal now, though, with fuel, so,
That's true, I got portable fuel. So it was just after I wrapped up that project that Doc M came by. He was looking for some TCG cards to borrow, and I thought I'd show him the project too. And that thing absolutely sucked up all of my bone meal, which is why I've been over here farming lots and lots of bones again. And I've also been working on my auto clicker to make it work with making bone blocks. And there was a bit of an issue with this because when you got both bone blocks and bones in your inventory, you need to use the right click over here to select bones to turn it into bone meal. And so now we see the clicker in action and you can see it taking those extra steps. There were quite a few things I had to figure out to make this work, but I got there in the end. It was a lot of fun, and I want you to comment down below and let me know if you like seeing the sort of programming challenges of making this auto-clicker do stuff. Maybe I'll continue to include that in future episodes. What is going on over here? What is going on?
Do you see these statues with the googly eyes?
What the heck?
Oh, Pearl. It's
Pearl, is it?
Prank thing going on with Pearl and Gem right now, and I thought it was limited to our little base area, but apparently she decided to also hit the front of iBuy.
iBuy is not off limits, it seems, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, they are kind of adorable at the same time, so I'm like not
they
mad,
are.
But
they're like goofy cute. Goofy cute, you know?
Oh my goodness. I can't believe she struck here as well. Anyway, hey dude, I saw your shop on the 4th floor. It's looking fantastic.
Isn't it
well
just
done, dude.
Didn't it turn out great?
It's so amazing. Yeah. It's so nice to have like more floors coming in and people going up to and visiting. I even saw that like Grian used the elevator properly and everything, so that was a win.
Oh, the 4th floor is popular, it would seem, you know?
Yeah, it seems like it, man. I'm gonna have to get more stuff for sale. You're showing me up here.
My philosophy was just, I got loads of farms, let's get these items into the hands of other people, you know?
Yeah, when you told me that you had, some farms and you had some things to sell, I had no idea you had this many things. Like, this is like so many choices in here for people, but I love it. Like, I even have bought a few things off you already, so it's come in handy.
I got something cool to show you, though. I built a little back
Yeah.
area. Do you want to know how you get there?
Sure.
Oh, paintings.
Oh, cheeky hidden painting entrance. I like it.
So
I like it.
I can get around the back here and just stock up my shops, like over here. If the comparators are low, I need more stock. Oh, and by the way, I hooked myself up with a little nether portal. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, I see that. Oh, so you got a fast way like into iBuy instead of having to go through the front entrance and then up the elevator.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where's that hook up in the nether then?
Oh, come have a look.
But you've got a path. Oh, all the way to the tunnel in the nether hub. Okay.
Yeah, it goes straight there.
Oh man. And there's no conflict with like the other shopping district portal or anything like that?
No, nothing. It's like
it's just perfect.
prime real estate for a tunnel, you know?
It's been a while since I've been outside like the nether hub tunnels.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild that this was our nether. At the
like
beginning
the
of season.
worst biome possible. Hostile territory.
Yeah, pretty much. So are you thinking maybe like making this enclosed like the rest of them and having a tunnel straight into iBuy?
You know what? I hadn't even thought about it. It was just like, I'm going to set this up and just use it. But like, iBuy doesn't have its own official portal, right?
No, you'd have to go through like the main portal and then head on over. So if it could have its own portal, maybe that'll drive even more business in.
Yeah,
right?
Let's make it official. Like, people are going to walk past the tunnel. They're going to see a beautiful grand... Here, look at this. Look at this. You like gold. What if we use gold blocks?
Man, you have a lot. You have a lot. Yeah, we could really bling this thing out, and it'd be pretty obvious, sprinkle in a little bit of black concrete.
Yeah.
We stick on brand. Oh, man.
It's gonna be an eye-catching tunnel that just appears. People are definitely gonna have a look, and then we bring them right to iBuy.
Perfect.
That is perfect.
I like this, man. I like this. Save them the trip. They can get directly from the nether. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm down. We can probably work together on a design and then build it out.
There's like one other problem though. We don't really want them going into the back area, right? So where would the portal be on the other side?
Maybe down in the lobby. I started a staircase here. It's not exactly safe just yet. It needs
it's the employees only staircase, you know.
Yeah.
No one cares if an employee gets hurt.
If it was somewhere,
you could do a thing where you sort of like put it here, you know, like you can walk through, but you don't want people then thinking that's it. Like they walk up to it and they don't realize there's stuff behind. But I'm not sure if that's likely to happen or not.
I think it would be fine. I think they'll still be able to see enough through the portal to see back that there's more stuff. I mean, most people have been through here by now to know that it does exist already. So yeah, I could put a sneaky little portal just in here and decorate it to look good still. And then that'll be it.
Sounds like we got a plan right there.
Yeah, it'll still connect to the tunnel you had in mind. That's perfect. I love that. Even more traffic in iBuy. That's always the goal.
Let's make it happen.